Hey everybody, it's Renee over at Tailspin Farm. I am a hand spinner, knitter, dyer, and I raise Angora rabbits. I've been raising them about close to 14 years now, and I wanted to pop on today and just give you some more information in regards to the rabbits and what you can do with their fiber and their yarn. When I first got into or started looking into the rabbits, the internet was a lot different than it is now. There was no YouTube, and so the information that I found, there wasn't a whole lot of it at that time, and what I did find kind of scared me. I almost didn't get into rabbits because everything I read was, you can't spin 100% Angora, it's hard to spin, and I just wanted to kind of calm some of those fears out there. It can be difficult, but I love spinning Angora fiber. It's what I've been spinning right from the get-go. I had a drop spindle class, is what I started with, was a drop spindle, and moved into a wheel eventually, and I am self-taught on my wheel, and I have never had issues with spinning Angora. I love spinning Angora. And so in regards to not being able to spin 100% Angora, that is mainly all I spin at this point. We used to have alpacas and Pygora goats, and when we moved, I had to give those up, but I brought the rabbits with me, and so 90% of what I spin right now is 100% Angora. So I thought I'd show you some of that. And this is piggybacking on Erin James from Crafty Housewife Yarns. She was on yesterday and did a great video about what do you do with hand spun yarn. And I just wanted to show you some of the stuff that I do with my Angora yarn. And if you don't follow Erin, she has an awesome site. She hooks up with small farmers like me and connects with us and gets us on her site. And so if you're any kind of a fiber freak like I am, you will love her site. She does amazing spinning and dyeing of different fibers. She kind of seeks out people with different fibers, and then she spins and creates beautiful yarn out of them. So she's at craftyhousewifeyarns.com, I think is where you can find her. And she's on all the social media sites. But she had talked about what to do with hand spun yarn yesterday. And so I wanted to show you some of the things that I do with, most of my stuff is 100% Angora spun. And so the first thing actually is not. This is alpaca Angora blend. But this hat I've had for probably 10 years now. This is my morning chore hat here in Michigan. Angora is super, super warm, and so I love making hats out of Angora. It is a great fiber, great yarn to use for that. And you can see, even with this being, I'm pretty sure there's more alpaca than there is Angora in this one. And this is just a gorgeous, gorgeous fiber. And also, oops, here it is. I wanted to show you what I started out on, which when I started again, I was strictly drop spindle. And this is the first thing I created. My hubby, my wonderful hubby, who has supported me through all of this, got me 2 Angora rabbits shortly after I took my drop spindle class and started researching Angoras. I didn't even know the rabbits existed at the time until I found one at a fiber fair, and that's when my research on them began. But this was the first thing my yarn ever made. This is all drop spindle. This is a single ply drop spindle, and obviously I haven't been storing it very well. This is probably 12, 13 years old, and you can see the colors of my 2 first rabbits in here. But again, this is drop spindled single ply yarn, and so that was the first thing I ever made. And then my hat, and then I've done other hats. This one I did this year for myself. This was the Magnolia pattern. I have to look. I think I got it off Ravelry. I can't remember who made it, but this was a hat for myself this year. This is 100% Angora. The thing to keep in mind, this was supposed to be a beanie, and it's more of a slouch hat because Angora doesn't have a lot of stretch to it, I guess, or it doesn't keep it shaped real well with certain things, and this would happen to be one of them. But I made it work. So I have a beautiful Angora slouch hat. This is 100% Angora. I have made fingerless, quite a few pairs of fingerless mittens over the years for people and for myself. So this is another 100% Angora hand spun. Obviously it's dyed. I don't have pink rabbits. And that's another good quality of Angora. It felts really well and it dyes really easily. You can work with it so easily in that case. So also, Erin had talked about blending hand-spun yarns with more processed yarns or bought yarns from just a store, and that's what this hat is. This is another one of my hats, and this was a purchased yarn. It wasn't, I don't even remember what it was. I think it came from like Hobby Lobby type store. But I added my own Angora hand-spun in here, my dyed Angora, just to give it a little bit of the halo and the bling. And so that creates some beautiful effects or accents on certain things too. The other thing that I have with my Angora, this comes from my awesome mother-in-law. She is a knitter and crocheter also, and I'm trying to talk her into writing the pattern for these. She created these boots for me. And she came up with a pattern where she actually attached it to a sole. And so I have these boots, but the top part here is all my Angora hand spun. And these boots are so much fun. I get so many compliments off these, but these are another simple way to use the Angora, and it just makes something that could be real plain into something really, really beautiful. And so these are probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 years old. And I wear them all the time, and I just love these boots. And so that's another thing you can do with Angora hand spun 100%. She also makes shoes. Again, I'm trying to get her to write the patterns for me to put them on my website so other people could learn how to do these. But she's designed a way to attach a sole, a rubber sole, to these patterns. But these are, again, just regular yarn. But she's added my Angora as an accent on these. So I have that. And then the one thing that I've done a lot with the Angora is I've come up with a way to make, remember that Angora is really warm. And so you wouldn't necessarily want to make a whole sweater out of Angora, although some people do. So I've tried to come up with some creative, fun ways to use Angora. And one of those ways has been, I've come up with a bunch of jewelry that I make. And again, you can dye the yarn. This is just a bracelet that I've created. And I have several different styles of these, and with the felted balls that make it really easy, I've created earrings with those out of Angora, and then I've come up with a way to put it into an art spun type necklace. And so this is all Angora strand art spun yarn with beads, and I've created a way to wear it. So this was actually the set that I wore to my son's wedding. So that's another fun way to use Angora. So I don't think you're limited by it at all, and I think you can create some really fun stuff on it or with it. And so if you have any questions for me, I would love to answer them. Again, I've been raising rabbits for a really long time. I am not a show person, but I am a breeder and have quite a bit of knowledge in the area of the Angoras. So if you have any questions or would like to see a video on anything in regards to them, just let me know. You can check me out at my website. It's at tailspinfarm.com. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and you can message me through my account there too. So hope you have a good day and hope this video was helpful for you.